Hi everybody, it's Yazzie here. So we're gonna go ahead, we are gonna get a reading for today. However, my spiritual team, which is a very big spiritual team, has something that they want me to talk about that's been going on for months now. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's clear out everything first with the Palo Santo. And we'll go ahead and we'll get into the message that it's a little bit more of a personal thing that's been happening. Then we'll get into the collective channeled messages. Then we'll get into the cards. But let's go ahead and get this going here first. Get everything cleansed out. All right. So we cleanse this area and cleanse all of my stones. We cleanse all the crystals and the cards as well as myself. And we invite in all of the gods and goddesses, archangels, guardian angels, deities, entities, spirits, spiritual teams, spiritual guides, ascended masters, ancestors, and the universe, and the archangels as well. I forgot to mention those. I'm so sorry. But we invite all of you in to bring us the messages that we need to go ahead and speak about today for the channeled messages, the collective reading, and for the message that I am about to speak on right now. So here we go. And I did go ahead, I did a whole house blessing too, throughout the house. Because, and at this point, my whole entire spiritual team has chimed in on this little issue that's been going on for months now. So over the last few months, I'm pretty sure it's one person, not like a whole bunch, but I'm certain it's one person now that's been doing it. But I have been getting monitoring spirits sent my way, multitudes of them. And it seems that I have this thing where when I go to sleep, I can still see what's around me, even when I close my eyes. And I keep seeing monitoring spirits that seem to want to look me in the eyes, and then they all have this maniacal smile to them. 222 as I say that. So that's what makes me think that it's one person, and it's the same person. And they sent me another one last night. But this time, with my spiritual team, and just so that this person is aware of how big my spiritual team is, I have gained the respect of a multitude of beings and deities and gods and goddesses and what have you for a multitude of lifetimes. And I maintain that respect in the relationship with them, whether I'm in the 3D or if I'm just in the astral or celestial realms. It's not something where, I'm in the 3D, now I maintain the relationship. No, I've kept the respect of many of them for multitudes of time. 311 as I say that. So last night, when the spirit was sent to me, all of my team, and I mean all of my team, was very much 321 as I say this, was very much ready this time. And let me tell you, when that spirit turned around and saw that everybody was there and ready to go, 333 as I say that, the smile went away. They were very, very terrified. And let me just say that when you have higher beings and gods and goddesses and all kinds of 345 as I say that, of other higher beings and entities in the same room, and they're a bit, shall we say, frustrated, and they have a fury and wrath behind them, it's a very scary, energetic feeling. Thankfully, I was pulled away by one of the other gods to do something else. I was supposed to be working on something else in the 5D. But towards this particular person, you have gotten quite the attention at this point. 414 as I say this. I don't know what happened to that spirit. I don't think I want to know. But this is someone who has been an issue for me in multitudes of lifetimes. I recognize this energy at this point, and it's getting to be a problem to the point where Hecate herself said it in a very, very clear and concise sentence, and my entire spiritual team, 444 as I say that, agreed on this sentence, and it was this. Those who wage war against our chosen children and believe that they will win and bet on their victory is a very dangerous choice, a dangerous wager, and is foolish of them to do so. And those were the exact words that she channeled to me. So, to this being that I have had issues with for multitudes of lifetimes at this point, you got your attention, but I don't think it's the attention you wanted. And I remember this happening where they have had to deal with you before, even in a council, and you had the audacity to say that you believed that your 555, as I say this, that your own power was above them, which is just a complete slap in the face to them. Godspeed to you on thinking that. But at this point, it is known, we're very much aware of it, and it ends here. It's getting to be aggravating and annoying at this point. And if this is the attention you wanted, I mean, you got it. You've got my whole spiritual team at this point upset to the point where they will be handling it from here. I will not. I have done enough. They will be handling you at this point. So yeah, I had to go ahead and get that out of the way for the person, because I'm certain it's a person at this point who has been getting in my energy and just trying to wreak havoc and cause problems. And it has garnished quite the attention. But my spirit team wanted me at this point to make it known at this point, because it's ridiculous. But with that out of the way, and with that being said, this is not to the rest of my collective who is actually supportive and here and for the readings and all that. No, that's in regards to a very particular energy. But with that being said, there is a channeled message that I did get, actually, where it was in regards to, and I actually got it last night before going to sleep, on the outside of everything else that was going on. It was in regards to the fact that waiting will only cause you more suffering and could be the death of you. Now, what that means is that this waiting is in regards to, say, like people, places, environments, even jobs that are not meant for you, and you're just sitting there waiting for things to come about with it or waiting for things to happen. So sometimes in waiting for these certain things, it's not of benefit to you all the time. Now, if it's something where it's clear that you've been guided to go towards it, or towards certain people, certain environments, certain places, certain, job offers, things like that, then in that case, waiting for it is a very different story. But sometimes we have to go ahead and put in that action of going out and getting it ourselves. Sometimes, we are guided to wait, but for things that, it's from things that are not meant for us, or like if we're waiting for like someone to change or for things to change, then that's something where, it's not something that we should be waiting on. There are plenty of other things in the world that are matched better to us, 909 as I say that, and 911, where they're better matched for us, and they're of better benefit. Like, this is something where this is meant for you. It's been waiting here for you, actually, kind of thing, for you to go after it or go get it, rather than waiting for this thing that you've been waiting on for God knows how long, kind of thing. So that's the channeled message that I got as far as that goes. But we're gonna go ahead and see what the tarot card messages are. Let's go ahead and get these measured up. And also, I kind of just felt like dressing up a little bit more today. I don't do it too often, to be honest. I should do it more, 10/10 as I say that. Because, you know, even my whole spiritual team, they've been telling me, like, I need to be more myself. And that's what you all should be doing as well. It's something where, you know, we should be able to all be in the energy where we are authentically and genuinely ourselves rather than being, you know, something or someone where it doesn't match us, like it doesn't make sense to us, and wearing a mask rather. And that's another part, 1044, that's another part of the message I got as well, is just sometimes, you know, we get in points in life where we start wearing masks. And usually it happens when we're told not to be a certain way or not to be ourselves. And what ends up happening is that we start building a different, I guess I'll say like a different character, a different version, 1111 as I say that, like a different version of ourselves that we feel society would accept more, as opposed to actually being who we truly are within our heart, our souls, as well as in our inner child, and especially our inner teenager. Because while our inner child, you know, has this carefree kind of mindset of the world, our inner teenager is the one where they're actually able to actively go out and express that a little bit more and kind of put in different action towards that. And I think 1144, as I say this, and a lot of the times in our inner teenage years, that's when we're really trying to figure out who we are. And unfortunately, that's also when things of what's socially acceptable starts coming into play and starts getting really 1203, as I say that, gets really pushed onto us at that point in our lives. So just being you. We're all kind of going through our healing process and healing phase. And, ooh, our first card here. And we're all working towards getting back to, you know, who we really are, who we're really meant to be in this lifetime. So the 4 of cards that flipped out for the collective tarot card pulls was the 4 of Rods, which again is the 4 of Wands. What else do we need to know? There's a lot of different messages coming through, but there is a lot of chaotic energy too, however. And I apologize for that first message. It's just, it needed to get out there, and my spiritual team was like, enough is enough. It needs to be said. So, as my tone of voice changes a little bit, because they're serious about it. But, oh my goodness, these cards are like all trying to flip out today. There's a lot to say. It's too much. Oh my gosh. It really wants to like just flip around everywhere. I try to get one at a time, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. And I mean, that's okay too. But I did have to do like an entire house blessing on my house and just on the energy, because it's like, sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta remember to like cleanse things, cleanse yourself, meditate, you know, get rid of stuff if you need to. These 2? Okay. Or 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And with those 3, we have the Sun, the Fool, and the Magician. Okay. What else do we need to know? Can I get 2 more? Can I get 2 more cards here? Can I get 2 more cards, please? And thank you. Oh. You don't want to? Oh, okay. Now you do. Okay, there we go. It's the 5 of elixirs, so that's the 5 of cups. Can I get 1 more? Okay, I guess I got my 1 more. There we go. And then we have the, what is that? It's the 10. The 10 of rods, which is the 10 of wands. That's come out a couple times. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of coins. Okay. So, let's see what we have here. So why do we have the 4 of rods, the Sun, and the Fool? harmony is coming into play. Okay, so with the Four of Rods, it seems that harmony and peace are starting to come into play. It's taking time, but it is coming through. Just like that's why the sun is out here, because that's the happiness. It's the happiest card in the entire tarot deck. So there's happiness on the horizon. It's just a matter of taking that leap of faith into the new journey, because sometimes fear can hold us back from the best things in life. And sometimes even, holding on to those past things or holding on to those past people or whatever the case may be can also keep us from that peace and harmony, the happiness, the joy, the new start, because we feel that those things can have the opportunity to change, which is true, but that's not up to you. That's up to them. And sometimes, say, like, and I'm sure many people can relate, where if you're in a work environment, 1616 as I say this, sometimes with the work environment, it's set in the way that it's set. And it's difficult when a work environment or a job or a career has been a certain way for so long that trying to change it is difficult. I think the saying goes, the work environment will change you before you can change it, is another thing. So with these, you have to take that leap of faith. You have to. Because if you don't, then the change will never occur. It'll never come through if you continue to wait here, because the peace and harmony can come through. The happiness, the joy, it's there, but you have to be willing to take that leap of faith into something new, into the unknown. And sometimes it can be fun, honestly. Like, I know for some people, having things be a bit of a surprise can actually help. 1717, as I said, it can actually help the process. Sometimes it's a little bit fun when you don't know what could happen. So those are those top 3 cards. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Let me put those down. And then, let me see. So then we have the Magician, but then we have the 5 of Elixirs and the 10 of Wands. Why are these 3 here? They're all 3 together, I got you, but why? Only you have the power to make the change from the past, is what I just heard. So there may be some things that, with the 5 of Cups traditionally, sorry, I got distracted by a notification, but there, with the 5 of Cups, it's usually a card where, traditionally there's a person who's grieving over the 3 spilled cups, but then there's 2 behind them standing up, 18 as I say this. But this is something where you have what you need to initiate the change, to be able to move on from these past things. And it may seem like a burden right now that you're carrying all these things, you're carrying all kinds of past issues, but you can let these go. You have that ability and that choice to be able to let go of the past and the grievances. And yes, you have to work through it. And yes, it's difficult. Like, I've been working through my own for, I think, the last 3 weeks now, and it has not been easy. It really hasn't, but you can do it. And sometimes the only way to be able to get through the process is to go through the process, rather than avoiding it, or rather than picking up more things to avoid what you already have, or what you've already been working on, or the burdens that you have been carrying that you really do need to let go, because it's only going to cause more issues in the future, and it will end up causing you more distress. And that will prevent you from being able to take that leap of faith and be able to go ahead and get started, like we said before, with that peace and harmony and the happiness and joy, because you'll be too focused on this rather than being focused on this and then taking that leap of faith, like we stated before. And then why is the 7 of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, the Seven of Coins. It is the Seven of Pentacles in the traditional deck. You have to keep working through it, is what I heard. And that's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. Is like, you're working and you're working and you're putting in and planting the seeds, but in the traditional deck, there's someone who's planted them and then they have one, but they kind of look like they're leaning and they're looking like, you know, as if 2034, as I say that, looking as if, is this gonna work out? Like, they're just kind of standing there looking to see when is it gonna happen, kind of thing. And that's what that's like their uncertainty. Like, they're having doubts still, even though they're going through all this work, they're still uncertain. And that's what holds a lot of people back, is the doubts and uncertainty. And you have to let that go. If you don't let that go, then you'll feel like you're still in this tug of war. You'll be getting pulled from one end to the other of, oh yeah, it's gonna work, but is it really, kind of thing. And 2112, as I say that, and it's going to end up causing you to not be able to move forward. You'll be 21, as I say this, you'll be at like this standstill. And that's where you'll be. It'll be like being stuck in a rut, kind of thing, like a continuous cycle of just, you know, I'm still stuck here. Why has nothing moved forward? So that's what the Seven of Coins is saying as far as that goes. Pull a couple more from the bottom. Okay. So we have the Seven of Rods, which is the Seven of Wands traditionally, and we have the High Priestess as well. I've been getting a lot of the same cards coming out lately, 2202 as I say that. But with the Seven of Wands and the High Priestess, you know, I think I said last time, where you have to stand firm in the belief and in the faith that you can do it. And you know this with the High Priestess. This is, you know, this is something where you have to kind of connect, 22 as I say that, you have to connect with yourself more. And I feel that that's part of the issue, is that it's not just having, again, the faith, 2234 as I say that, it's not just having the faith and trust in the universe, but it's trust and belief in yourself. And I feel like a lot of these readings are repeating, but that seems to be the message. Like, that's what we're all getting hung up on. Like, that's where it seems to be hung up on, is that that's why, because we're in the transition phase, and in the transition phase is the hardest part. It is the hardest part of every journey. 2304 as I say that, it is the hardest part of the journey, because you're transitioning from the old into the new. And for a lot of us, there's years worth of old to work through, like years worth. I'll say for myself, there's years worth to you know, release and work through and push through. So I understand. I completely understand why the transition from the old to the new is a very difficult process. But this is something where we still have to continue to work with ourselves, with the universe, with our team, and continue to have that faith and trust that things are working out. Things are working out as they should. And I saw 2, 3, 4, 5 as I saw that. But these are things where they are working out. It's just that it takes time. Even if we don't see it in the 3D, it is definitely happening in the 5D, and it just has to go through that momentum. And usually in the 5D, it's pretty fast paced. It's like, it's not something where like in the 3D, it does take a little bit of time to manifest, but in the 5D, it's like this. Like, it happens, it goes a lot faster because there's not that physical limiting factor. But it is happening. And we just have to go ahead and continue to have faith in everything, as well as especially have the faith, but more so the belief. And I struggle with this myself as well, where do I believe in it or not? And that's something where you have to continue to kind of keep that belief, because believing in something will get you really far. Having faith and trust is one thing, but if you have that belief in yourself, it pulls everything together for some reason. Something about the belief in things versus having faith and trust seems to, it's like the glue to everything for some reason. I guess that's how they want me to say it. It's the glue that holds everything together. So, anything else? No, that was it. That was the whole message today. Okay. Well, I hope that this message helped in giving you a bit more clarity as to everything that's going on and just the chaotic energy. And honestly, for those of you who wonder where the chaotic energy comes from, and I've come to understand this as well, and I hope this gives you more clarity as a collective, because it seems to be all around. The reason why the energy is a bit chaotic and why you're feeling a lot of pulls and tugs too, aside from the past, is that the people and whatever dark energy or negative energies that circle around you, they know you're changing. They know you're growing and evolving, and that bothers them. The reason why it bothers them is because once you get to a certain point, and I think I've talked about this too, but once you get to a certain point, they can't reach you. They won't be able to. So they're like trying everything possible in any way possible to pull you back by any means necessary. But here's the thing, the universe is very protective of those who choose to heal and choose to grow and choose to evolve. So you will propel forward and evolve and change by any means necessary. Not anything, of course, that's, maniacal or anything that's like malicious. It's just that's what you're supposed to be doing. And the universe will make sure you go that route regardless, no matter what's going on around you. So just keep moving forward, keep having faith and trust and belief in yourself and in the universe, and know that everything is working out for you, I promise. But again, I hope this gave you clarity, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!